Our heart's going all wonky, which means when we transition into, this is, I don't know how many, is this week 2? I don't know. We don't feel good. We are not in good shape. We can't get to Pittsburgh until February 25th. Is when we can be seen by the original surgeon who did all of my surgeries. So I don't think he's going to make me keep suffering like Cleveland Clinic has done. I think he will resection out the stricture part. I don't have a large intestine, and part of the small was made into a J pouch, for those who don't know. Ileoanal reservoir. 20-some years ago, I've had multiple surgeries, surgical hernia repairs. Those have pulled apart. They had sewn the stomach muscles together. Those are apart. Where my ileostomy, the small intestine bag, was on a couple of times, that stoma has created other hernia. And, oh, there's scar tissue in there. We're not sure. It's all the way up to here. And the only way to clear it out is when I don't eat and we only do liquids. So not our first rodeo. Just, I'm starting year 2 because other hospitals weren't doing anything except like experimental stuff, which didn't work. And then I'm still here suffering. So we'll see. Maybe someone will help me. I've been trying to do mind over matter. I have moments like this where anybody would be like, what? I'm having chest pains. My blood pressure's up and down all over the place. My potassium's probably low again. I have to take 2 of these a day, the Chlorcon. So anyway, anybody out there that has ever had to be on a liquid diet long term with little support, please contact me, because maybe you know something I don't. We could use some help. We've learned everything on our own from years of doing this. And then just this last year, I really learned how the medical field makes everything filled with sugar. Yeah, filled with sugar. When they say, oh, drink your Ensure. No, all that sugar is bad. So get rid of the sugar. And so I have my plant milks. This is just what I had on hand. A lot of times I just make my own. I'm sicker than I portray to people, always. Also, the Lyme disease is active and has been, and no one's really done anything for that. I have to find a Lyme specialist. I'm new to this new area I have landed in. So I'm trying to find somebody. I haven't found anybody yet. So this is unflavored plant protein, and so it gives me 16 grams. If I put 3 scoops in here, I'm going to get my protein, because that's causing the nausea. I'm highly nauseated between the backup of stuff and stuff's going through. It's just, my heart's racing, positional blood pressure issues. I keep feeling like I'm going to pass out. Lots of fluid built up in my arm and in my side. This is big for me. You can see how it's pushed up here. We've got problems up here. It does okay here, and then it's down here. You can see what I'm talking about. And when I push this, there's air. That's one. And then here, this is separated from there to there. Propane tanks. Can't keep lifting them. Doesn't taste good. There's no sugar or flavor. It tastes like things I don't even want to talk about right now. So I'm not going to drink this because I don't want this right now. Because I have to add my cacao. And if I'm not going to throw up, I've got to figure out some way to sweeten this, and I don't have any sweetener. So, jeez Louise. magnesium in the cacao causes the stool to loosen, which keeps bad for myself. I just get tired. I've been doing this a long time, and I don't. This morning I was able to have a half a cup of I did a cashew milk unsweetened yogurt, and I put a little bit of apple jelly on it because I just wanted something. When you get like this, I think I'm starting to get into, which is cool. This is when spirit really starts to connect with me. At least this is what happened last year. They come right in my ear. So I think we're starting, yeah, usually when this starts, and then the hallucination phase will kick in. Right now we just want to be able to breathe better, and the blood pressure goes from like, 148 over 100, and then it crashes down to like 89 over 65, and then it goes back up to 129 over 82. And it's positional, so it's with movement. The more I move, like just standing up right now, this is a workout for me, and I'm making it look easy, and it's not. I use it as my workout, but I think I'm actually starting to be dumb now, and I don't have anybody to actually just like wait on me to do these things for me, and I'm in a lot of pain. I don't know if I can make it to February 25th, even if I make it to there to meet with him. Then I still have to wait for everything else. And although last year I was 5 months liquid diet, Cleveland Clinic did nothing. I asked for a nutritionist, nobody did anything. My primary care physician at the time did nothing. I don't know. We're just hoping somebody can help us, because this is ridiculous right here. My recommendation, don't join, when you go to university hospitals, don't agree to be in a research study group. They do a couple of things. One of them is you sign off on possibly just receiving placebos, which means you never got any treatment whatsoever and you were forced to suffer. They make you wait on a time frame based on whatever their hypothesis is for their abstract, for their studies. And so there's that. And they'll make you wait. Oh, you have to wait a year to see what happens. Yeah, and then when you complain, you're a pain in the ass. Actually, I have lots of pains in my ass. I don't really have an ass. They put, last year, I mean, what they did to me was they finally injected a Botox injection through the rectum into the pelvic floor. And they stretched out. They needed to stretch out down there. When you don't have loose bowel movements for 20 years, you're not, it's difficult to explain. Okay. So I've been like, do I go to urgent care or not? Because usually when I do, nobody does anything for me, really. So I stay home and suffer a lot. We're tired of suffering. Yeah. So we're just going to pray that we find the people to help us, because I can't breathe like this anymore. I'm done. We're toast. We're done.